All right, so today we're tackling tool pusher interviews
Yeah, these are
and how to really knock them out of the park.
using some RoleCatcher resources.
Right, we've got their career guide, and we're going to talk about their AI later on, too.
It's a pretty cool platform.
Yeah, so the oil rigs, drilling crews, and the kind of responsibility that keeps those operations running 24/7, that's the world of a tool pusher.
And it's a pretty demanding world, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're managing everything from safety and personnel to budgets to the actual equipment and drilling operations.
It's a lot like, think of it as a high-stakes game of Tetris, but with giant metal pieces.
And the pressure's on to get everything perfectly aligned safely and efficiently.
Exactly. So, acing that interview is step one.
Right, and we're going to help you do just that. So let's jump right in with a question you might encounter right out of the gate.
Okay.
What inspired you to become a tool pusher?
It seems simple, right?
Yeah.
But they're really trying to gauge your genuine interest here.
Oh, for sure.
They want to see if you've thought beyond just the paycheck. Do your motivations actually align with the company's values?
It's about that passion.
It is. So instead of giving some kind of like generic answer, really dig deep.
Yeah.
What sparked that fascination with this line of work? Was it the challenge, the teamwork, maybe even a childhood dream of commanding these giant machines?
Some people do love those big toys.
They do. Whatever it is, you need to connect it to the role.
Okay, so let's say someone's always loved figuring out how things work.
Hmm.
How could they tailor that to impress in this interview?
Okay, so they could say something like, I've always been fascinated by the mechanics of complex systems, and the idea of operating heavy machinery in challenging environments really excites me. The tool pusher role combines my hands-on nature with leadership opportunities, and that's a perfect fit for my skills and aspirations.
Boom! You've shown that genuine enthusiasm highlighted relevant skills and connected your motivation to the role.
Exactly. You've hit all the key points.
Yeah, are there any follow-up questions they might throw your way after an answer like that?
Definitely. Be ready to discuss some specific experiences that really solidified your interest. They might ask, tell me about a time you solved a tough mechanical problem. Or, what aspects of leading a team do you find most rewarding?
Oh, yeah.
They want to see if your passion actually translates into some real-world skills and experience.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, let's shift gears to a question that's all about safety.
Okay.
Because, let's be real, it's paramount on a drilling site. The question is, how do you prioritize safety on a drilling site?
This is a classic, and it's important. Interviewers need to know that you're not just ticking boxes, you're building a culture of safety.
Right.
So go beyond just saying you'll follow procedures. Highlight your proactive approach to identifying hazards, communicating risks, and empower your team to prioritize safety above all else.
Okay, but how do you actually showcase that proactive mindset? What kind of answer would really hit the mark?
So let's say you notice some complacency creeping in on a previous project. You could say, I observed a slight decline in safety awareness, so I initiated toolbox talks focused on recent incidents, encouraged open reporting of near misses, and implemented a peer-to-peer safety observation program. This resulted in a significant increase in hazard identification and a renewed focus on safe work practices.
Wow, that's taking initiative.
Yeah.
You not only described your approach, but also demonstrated leadership in tackling a real-world safety challenge.
That's exactly what they want to see.
What kind of follow-up questions might come from an answer like that?
Well, they might ask about the most challenging safety issue you've ever faced and how you resolved it. Or they could ask, how would you handle a team member who repeatedly violates protocols? Be prepared to think on your feet and show that you can make those tough decisions when safety is on the line.
That's a big one. And this is actually where RoleCatcher's AI can really be a game changer.
Oh, yeah.
Their platform can actually analyze job descriptions and highlight those specific safety skills that employers are really looking for.
It's true. So you can tailor your answers to really hit those key points. Gives you a serious edge.
Yeah, and it's not just about the job description. Their AI-powered interview practice feature lets you record yourself answering questions and then get feedback on both your delivery and the actual content of your answers.
Yeah, it's like having a virtual coach.
It really is.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to a question that dives into the human element of the job.
All right.
How do you manage conflicts with team members?
Yes, because disagreements are bound to happen.
Especially in a high-pressure environment like a drilling rig.
Exactly. So they're looking for leadership skills, of course, your ability to maintain a positive team environment, and how effectively you resolve disputes.
Yeah, how do you handle that pressure cooker?
The key here is to highlight open communication, active listening, and finding solutions that benefit everyone.
Easier said than done sometimes.
It can be, but let me give you an example. Picture this. Two experienced crew members are clashing over a procedural issue. You could say, I had a similar situation where two team members disagreed on the best approach for a critical task. I met with each of them individually to understand their concerns, and then facilitated a group discussion where we openly weighed the pros and cons of each method. Ultimately, we reached a compromise that addressed everyone's concerns and ensured the task was completed safely and efficiently.
That's great.
You've turned conflict into a collaborative problem-solving opportunity.
Yeah, it shows you can lead media, bring people together.
Exactly. Those are essential skills for a tool pusher.
Now, I'm curious, how does the RoleCatcher Career Guide paint the typical career path for a tool pusher? What kind of progression can someone expect in this role?
So the guide breaks it down into 4 clear stages.
Okay.
Entry level, junior level, mid-level, and senior level. You start off by assisting the tool pusher, gradually taking on more responsibility for coordinating personnel, monitoring those drilling activities.
So you're working your way up.
As you move up, you'll be overseeing daily operations, managing budgets. You might even be developing strategic plans for the entire drilling operation.
It sounds like quite a journey.
It is. And you know what? RoleCatcher's AI can actually help you tailor your responses to highlight the specific leadership qualities that companies are seeking at each of those stages.
Oh, interesting.
Gives you an advantage over other candidates.
It's like having a personalized roadmap for success.
Exactly.
Okay, let's tackle a senior level question that's particularly relevant in today's world.
All right.
How do you ensure that drilling operations are environmentally responsible?
This is a big one, especially with the growing focus on sustainability in the oil and gas industry.
Oh, for sure.
It's all about showcasing a proactive approach and your knowledge of environmental regulations.
Right.
Don't just talk about compliance. You need to emphasize your commitment to minimizing the impact of drilling operations.
Go beyond the bare minimum.
Yes. Mention waste reduction strategies, spill prevention measures. Talk about how you would engage with local communities to address any concerns they might have.
So it's not just about following the rules.
Yes.
It's about showing that you would go above and beyond to protect the environment.
You got it.
Can you give an example of a concrete action that someone could highlight in their answer?
Sure. Let's say you implemented a new waste management system on a previous project. You could say, on my last project, we introduced a rigorous waste segregation and recycling program. We trained the crew on proper disposal procedures, partnered with a certified waste management company, and consistently monitored our environmental performance. This significantly reduced our waste footprint and minimized our impact on the surrounding ecosystem.
That's impressive.
Right.
You've not only shown that you understand environmental responsibility, but also that you can implement those tangible solutions.
And that's what they want to hear.
What kind of follow-up questions might they ask to dig a little deeper?
Well, they might ask about your experience with spill response, your knowledge of specific environmental regulations, or your approach to engaging with stakeholders who have environmental concerns. Be prepared to show that you can handle both the practical and the interpersonal challenges that come with environmentally responsible drilling.
So it's not just about knowing what to do.
No.
It's about knowing how to do it and who you need to work with.
Exactly.
Now, speaking of demonstrating your expertise, the RoleCatcher Career Guide recommends some key certifications, right?
Yes, they do. Things like, Control HSE, OSHA, First Aid, CPR.
These are all highly valuable.
They are. They really demonstrate your commitment to professional development and provide you with that knowledge and those skills to operate safely and effectively.
And in a competitive job market, those certifications can really make your resume stand out.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground, from understanding the motivations behind your career choice to addressing safety and environmental concerns.
It's a lot to think about.
It is, but we're not done yet.
Not even close.
There are so many more questions to unpack, and we'll dive into those in the next part of our deep dive. So stay tuned to learn about RoleCatcher's AI-powered interview practice tool and discover even more strategies for acing your tool pusher interview.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to our deep dive into the world of tool pusher interviews.
When I think about this career, it's not just the technical skills that stand out. It's the intense leadership aspect.
Oh, yeah.
You're managing a crew making split-second decisions, ensuring safety in a high-stakes environment.
For sure.
It takes a special kind of leader.
It really does. And that's what interviewers are trying to assess with questions like, what's your experience in managing drilling crews?
Which seems straightforward.
It does. But they're looking for more than just a list of your past roles.
So what kind of answer would really demonstrate those leadership qualities they're after?
Focus, on your ability to build a strong team, create a positive work environment, and empower your crew to perform at their best. Talk about your communication style, how you delegate tasks, and how you provide guidance and support to your team members.
It's about showing you can lead, motivate,
Yeah,
get the best out of your people.
exactly. Not just boss them around.
Could you give an example of how someone could really illustrate those skills in their answer?
Sure. Let's say you had a new crew member who was struggling to adjust to the demanding work on an oil rig.
Okay.
You could say something like, I once had a crew member who was having a tough time adapting to the long hours and challenging conditions. I made sure to take the time to get to know him, understand his concerns, and provide the support he needed to succeed. I paired him with a more experienced team member for mentorship, provided opportunities for him to learn new skills, and regularly checked in to ensure he was feeling confident and supported. He quickly became a valuable asset to the team and actually exceeded expectations.
That's a great example of how a supportive and empathetic leadership style can make a real difference.
Yeah, it shows that you care about your team's well-being, not just their output.
Now, what kind of follow-up questions might come from an answer like that?
They might ask about challenges you've faced managing teams, like dealing with conflict, addressing performance issues, or maintaining morale during tough times.
Yeah, that can be tough.
It can be.
Yeah.
Be ready to share specific situations and how you handled them with fairness, empathy, and a focus on finding solutions.
So be prepared to show that you can handle the tough stuff.
That's right. Not just the smooth sailing.
Okay. Let's move on to a question that addresses a crucial aspect of the job.
Okay.
How do you ensure that drilling equipment is maintained and inspected regularly?
This one is all about demonstrating your understanding of preventive maintenance, your ability to implement effective inspection protocols, and of course, your commitment to safety and reliability.
Yeah.
They want to know that you're on top of things proactive, not waiting for something to break down before you take action.
Right, and that's where experience with maintenance software systems could really come in handy.
Oh, absolutely. If you've used any industry standard software for managing maintenance logs, tracking equipment performance, or scheduling inspections, be sure to mention it.
Right.
It shows you're familiar with the latest tools and technologies for optimizing maintenance operations.
It's about demonstrating that you're not just following a checklist,
No.
but actively looking for ways to improve efficiency and safety.
Exactly. Now, to really bring your answer to life, what kind of specific example could someone share?
Yeah, that's important.
Let's say you implemented a new preventive maintenance program on a previous project. You could say, on my last project, we launched a new preventive maintenance program that involved regular inspections, proactive replacement of wear and tear components, and close monitoring of equipment performance data. This program significantly reduced downtime, improved safety, and extended the lifespan of our drilling equipment.
That's a compelling example because it shows you understand the why behind preventive maintenance.
Yeah, not just the what.
What kind of follow-up questions might they ask about this?
Well, they might ask about challenges you've encountered managing equipment maintenance. Things like handling unexpected breakdowns and sourcing spare parts or coordinating with maintenance crews.
That can be a logistical nightmare.
It can be. They want to see that you can problem solve, adapt, and keep the operation running smoothly, even when things get tricky.
It's all about showcasing your commitment to efficiency, safety, and keeping those rigs running.
You got it.
Now let's dive into a more technical question.
All right.
What is your experience in managing drilling fluids?
This question goes deep into a specialized area of drilling operations.
Yeah, it does.
The interviewer is looking for evidence of your technical expertise,
Right.
your grasp of drilling fluid properties and functions, and your ability to handle the complex challenges they present.
So it's not just about knowing what drilling fluids are,
No.
but understanding their role in the drilling process
Right.
and how to manage them effectively.
Exactly. Showcase your knowledge of different types of drilling fluids, their properties, and how they interact with the formation being drilled. Discuss your experience in selecting the right fluids for specific conditions, monitoring their performance, and addressing any issues that arise.
And any experience with advanced drilling fluid technologies or techniques would be especially valuable to highlight, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. If you've worked with specialized drilling fluids like those used for high-pressure, high-temperature wells,
Right.
or if you've implemented innovative techniques for managing fluid properties, definitely bring that up.
Yeah.
It shows you're at the forefront of the field and constantly seeking improvements.
It's about showing you're not just following established procedures,
Mhm.
but pushing the boundaries and looking for better ways to do things.
Exactly. Now, to illustrate your expertise, can you give an example of a specific challenge and how you overcame it? Let's imagine you faced a difficult situation with drilling fluids on a previous project. You could say, on a previous project, we encountered unexpected formation pressures that caused a significant loss of drilling fluid circulation. I quickly assessed the situation, consulted with our drilling fluids engineer, and implemented a series of remedial actions. We increased the mud weight, added lost circulation materials, and adjusted our drilling parameters. This allowed us to regain circulation, stabilize the wellbore, and continue drilling safely.
That's a fantastic example.
All right.
It highlights your technical knowledge, problem-solving skills, and ability to work effectively under pressure.
Which are all crucial traits for a tool pusher.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
What kind of follow-up questions might come after a response like that?
They might delve into specific drilling fluid challenges you've faced, the technologies and techniques you've used, and the lessons you've learned along the way.
Yeah.
Be prepared to go deeper and demonstrate your mastery of this critical aspect of drilling operations.
It's all about showing you have a deep understanding and can handle the complexities that come with managing drilling fluids.
Right.
Now, before we wrap up this part of our deep dive,
Okay.
let's address another important aspect of the tool pusher role:
All right.
environmental responsibility.
Yeah.
The oil and gas industry is under increasing pressure to minimize its environmental impact.
For sure.
And tool pushers are right at the forefront of implementing sustainable practices.
They are. And interviewers want to see that you're not just going through the motions, but genuinely committed to environmentally responsible drilling.
So how can candidates demonstrate that commitment and stand out from the crowd?
Talk about your experience in implementing concrete actions like waste management programs, spill prevention measures, and even habitat restoration projects. Highlight any initiatives you've taken to reduce emissions, conserve water, or protect biodiversity.
It's about showcasing a proactive approach to environmental stewardship,
Yes.
not just compliance.
Can you give an example of a specific action someone could highlight to show their commitment? Let's say you spearheaded a waste reduction program on a previous project. You could say, on my last project, we implemented a comprehensive waste management program. This involved segregating waste at the source, recycling reusable materials, and partnering with a certified waste disposal company. This program significantly reduced our waste footprint and minimized our impact on the surrounding environment.
That's a great example because it shows you're taking concrete steps to make a difference.
Exactly. And that's what they want to see.
What kind of follow-up questions might interviewers ask to probe deeper?
They might ask about specific environmental challenges you've faced, the solutions you implemented, and the lessons you've learned. Be prepared to discuss your approach to stakeholder engagement, especially with communities concerned about the environmental impact of drilling operations.
It's about showing that you understand the nuances of balancing energy production with environmental protection.
Right.
A critical skill for any tool pusher in today's world.
Absolutely.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground in this part of our deep dive,
We have.
but we're not quite finished yet.
There's more to come. In the final part, we'll explore some additional tips and strategies for leaving a lasting impression on your interviewers and securing that tool pusher position. We'll also revisit the power of RoleCatcher's AI-powered interview practice tool to help you fine-tune your answers and boost your confidence.
Welcome back. We've covered a ton of ground getting you ready for that tool pusher interview.
Yeah, we've tackled some tough questions.
We have. Now it's all about those finishing touches.
The things that make you really stand out.
Exactly. And speaking of practice, we've touched on RoleCatcher's AI-powered interview practice tool, but let's dive a little deeper. How can this feature help candidates really nail their performance?
Well, it's like having a personal interview coach available 24/7. You can practice answering those common questions, record your responses, and then get AI-powered feedback on everything from your content to your delivery.
So it's not just about what you say,
It's not.
but how you say it.
Exactly.
What specific aspects of delivery does the AI analyze?
Pretty much everything. Your clarity and conciseness, your tone of voice, use of filler words, even your body language.
Wow.
It's incredibly comprehensive.
That's impressive. It's like having an objective observer pinpoint those subtle things we might not even notice ourselves.
Right.
How does this feedback actually help candidates improve?
Okay, so let's say you tend to use a lot of filler words like, and, Uh,
Yeah, we've all been there.
the AI will flag that and explain how it can make you sound less confident. Or maybe you're not providing enough specific examples to support your claims.
Right.
The AI will point that out and then offer suggestions for how you can strengthen your answers.
It's all about helping you refine your presentation and come across as polished and confident.
Exactly.
Now, beyond practicing your answers, what are some other key ingredients for a successful tool pusher interview?
Well, confidence is crucial. You've done your homework. You know the industry. Now let that shine through. Make eye contact, speak clearly and enthusiastically, and show them you're genuinely passionate about this line of work.
Enthusiasm is contagious.
It is. It shows you're not just there for a job, but for a career.
Now, what about those curveball questions?
Yeah.
The ones that kind of catch you off guard and make you think on your feet.
Right.
Any advice for handling those gracefully?
The key is to stay calm. Take a breath and don't be afraid to ask clarifying questions if needed. Interviewers aren't always looking for the quote-unquote right answer.
Right.
They want to see your problem-solving skills, your ability to handle pressure, and how you think through a challenge.
That makes sense. It's about showing your adaptability
Yes.
and your ability to reason through a situation.
Exactly. And speaking of adapting, I've noticed that RoleCatcher emphasizes tailoring your responses to each specific company and job description. Why is that so important?
It's about demonstrating that you're genuinely interested in their opportunity.
Yes. Not just any tool pusher position. Research the company's culture, their values, recent projects they've worked on. Weaving those insights into your answers shows you've done your homework and that you're serious about joining their team.
It's like the difference between a generic cover letter
Right.
and one that's specifically tailored to the company and the role.
Exactly. It shows you've put in the effort.
Can you give an example of how someone could tailor their response to impress a specific company?
Sure. Let's say a company really emphasizes sustainability. You could highlight your experience in implementing environmentally friendly drilling practices.
Right.
Or if they're known for their innovative technology, you could express your enthusiasm for working with that cutting-edge equipment. It's all about showing them you're a perfect fit for their organization.
Those are great examples. Now let's talk about a question that often comes up at the end of an interview.
Okay.
Do you have any questions for us? I know some people struggle with this one, but it's actually a golden opportunity, isn't it?
It is. It's your chance to show your curiosity, your initiative, and that you've been actively listening throughout the interview.
Right.
But avoid asking generic questions. Dig a little deeper into something that genuinely interests you about the company or the role.
So instead of asking about salary and benefits,
Yeah.
which you can always do later,
Right.
what kind of questions would really make a good impression?
You could ask about the company's approach to professional development or the specific challenges and opportunities of a project they mention. You'd even ask about their own experience working at the company, what they enjoy most, or what advice they'd give to someone just starting out in this role. It shows you're interested in their perspective and eager to learn from them.
It's about building a connection
Yeah,
and leaving them with the impression that you're already envisioning yourself as part of their team.
exactly.
Now, before we wrap up, I want to emphasize one last point about preparation.
Okay.
Preparation is key.
It is. It can make all the difference in how you perform and how confident you feel going into that interview.
And that's where RoleCatcher's resources really come in. Their career guides, their AI-powered tools. And interview practice features provide you with the knowledge and support you need to succeed.
It's like having a secret weapon in your arsenal.
It is, giving you an edge over the competition.
So to all those aspiring tool pushers out there,
Remember to leverage all the resources available to you.
tailor your responses and practice, practice, practice.
And as you step onto that rig and embark on this exciting career, remember that the oil and gas industry is evolving.
Think about how you can contribute to a more sustainable and responsible future.
That's a great point to leave our listeners with. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of tool pushers. We'll be back next week with another fascinating career exploration. Until then, best of luck in your interviews.